Up the Pids, baby. Wow, what a dub against the lowly Houston Dynamo. Take that, Houston. And yeah, we talk playoff race. We talk new guys. We've got some Summit, USMNT thoughts, and then we preview a big one, not just this next one against Dallas, but the whole upcoming slate to see if Pids playoff hopes are real. Starting now. DNVR Rapids. For a second, I forgot what show I was doing, so I almost did the draft pod intro. Live from downtown Denver on the corner of Colfax and York, above the DNVR bar. It's the DNVR Rapids podcast from the Toyota Lounge. We are driven by your front range Toyota stores. Toyota, live forever.
Love that.
Up the Pits.
They should change.
I thought it was live well, but that doesn't.
Live well. That also sounds wrong.
That also sounds very.
Okay.
That's UCL.
Toyota, we're joshing. Okay, this is just some good-hearted humor. Also, we are raising funds for our funds for our friends and our community at Big Brothers Big Sisters. You can smash that fundraiser button, and we will answer a question for you
Big
as
Brothers,
well.
Big Sisters. I'm loving it.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's right. That's spot on. Thank you for your help on that one. Now I gotta find this Toyota. Let's go. Let's go, please. I got you, Toyota. You thought I was joking.
Man,
yeah.
it's my Monday. Is it your Monday too?
During football season,
Every day's
weekends
Monday.
don't matter. Yeah, Monday in perpetuity for the next 6 months. And we are loving it. In fact, pa-da-pa-pa-pa. Okay. As always, the show, nothing but buttoned up, professional through and through, as we are known to be. Shout out to our guy, Rob Holding. God, it was great watching him celebrate like a madman.
Yes.
Shout out to our guy, Yaya, who's back with us.
How did Rob Holding smell? I've been waiting to ask this on the show.
Glorious.
Great.
Yeah. Also, he's got that nice Manchester accent to him.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm doing the British accent, it's always a Cockney. That Manchester, it's a little more
Elegant.
Understandable.
yeah,
Buttoned up.
yeah,
More proper, you would say.
great
What
guy.
a dude. Like,
Yep.
just a guy you want to hang out with. Like,
It's true.
yeah, he's obviously all soccer. I mean, he's been signed since he was 7 years old.
He'd say football,
But
yes.
yeah, he'd say football. But so down to not talk about football.
It's outstanding.
We went downstairs for an hour, talked about NFL football.
Tried green chili fries.
Got him some green chili.
Yeah.
He crushed that basket. Like,
He did.
He's a fan.
It's a
Like,
growing boy.
what a guy.
I do worry about his diet a little bit. I think he was
All
trying
of
to.
his favorites were fast food.
Yeah, he was trying to cater to his audience, but I was a little like, we might want to attack some better eating
I
habits.
think it was Cane's, In-N-Out, and Chipotle. And now green chili.
Hey, you can get a salad at Chipotle.
Nobody
like,
gets
we
a
got
salad
that
at
Taco
Chipotle.
Bell sponsorship. How about some Taco Bell, Rob? Have you ever had that?
Do you think the Broncos would ever get him as a kicker?
Might be a great move.
I mean, Aubrey is killing it for the Cowboys. Like, if he loves American football, let's send him that way.
Might be. He kind of feels like he's down.
He would definitely be down.
He's driving a big American car.
I feel like
Rob's he's accepted
in.
the whole
Yeah.
experience, and I love everything about it.
I would have loved if he came in here with a Southern accent. Just
Yeah,
like
that
straight up deep South accent.
That would have been
That would've-
glorious.
I would not have expected that.
I think we all would have been like, are you
cosplaying as an American?
Are you messing with us right now? Which would have been his prerogative. Okay.
if you haven't watched it or listened to it, go
Please
back
check it out.
to
Please
last
check it out.
week's
That was
episode.
fantastic.
It was awesome.
I, as always, am joined by Downtown Dwayne Brown, super producer.
Oh, we're still in the intro?
Yeah, we are. That could have gone on the
be
whole
one of those
hour, in
days.
fact. And we've got super producer Tiff on the ones and twos back here. Speaking of Rob, what a dub in his first
home
start?
debut.
First home debut, because he did start the
I
last
guess home debut. You don't have to use the word first for that.
one. Yeah, home debut.
Because he did
yeah.
start against Minnesota, I
Wrecking
think.
language today.
No, not Minnesota.
It was the terrible
He's
KC
played,
game,
but
right?
He hasn't started at home.
Well, regardless.
Same for Santos.
Yeah, and what a dub. Best win for the Pids in a while. We kind of we conquered all our demons, I think. Cole Bassett free kick goal. Check. We're so back. I needed that like I need air to breathe. And then you get the goal at the death with
Who
the
thought
epic Pid celebration.
that the Rapids in stoppage would be winning a game versus giving up a goal?
Closing out strong
Like,
rather than
awesome.
getting got.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, guys. Give me your
The
thoughts.
crowd was great, by the way.
Crowd was electric.
loud. Like crowd was loud. That goal went in
Did
at the end, and people lost it. It was fantastic.
what kind of pissed me off is they didn't credit Paxton with the goal, which I get that it is an own goal, but to me it's a Paxton goal regardless because he created that distraction.
He created the
he
chaos.
created almost all of that. So
The
like,
initial momentum is coming from Paxton,
yeah,
who was hunting a goal so hard the entire game. Like you could just see, and he's got that Aaronson vibe to him, which we've seen from Brendan
Yeah.
as well, where he just like, he fights so hard to get the ball, to get involved, to be dangerous in the final third. Really love the Paxton.
is it a little bit of that mama mentality of like I'm taking over? That's kind of what I get from him sometimes, where it's like I don't know if it's like a mama thing, but like it feels like I'm doing this, I'm taking over, and I'm gonna make the right play at the right time. He just kind of gets this look in his eyes when he's determined to do something. He just go. It doesn't always work out. It's
Yeah.
impossible to shoot 100 of 100, but he's always willing to put his body on the line, go run after the ball, and take the shot no matter what. He wants to be that dude, and I don't think even with Djordje, like as much as I love Djordje and as much as I clown the club for trading him, I don't think Djordje had that same of
No.
fire in the final minutes. It almost feels like Djordje sometimes falls defeated, which I get. It's frustration, and different players do different things. But Paxton just kind of has that different level of dog at the death. He kind of just comes in and he's like, oh, this is the time for me to be a hero, instead of, oh, let's see if somebody can create something.
Well, he's a really unique 10. Djordje, much more of a conventional 10. Paxton is, it's a box-to-box 10,
He's
you
a
know?
European 10. Like, he's a full-on
fights
European
so hard.
top
Like,
5 league 10.
Northern Europe, you know, like an Eredivisie European, you know,
No,
like
but
a
yeah,
Bundesliga. Like he's something else. Toronto would not be right for him. You know, they
Yeah.
like the classy guys. They like the Italians. Not an Italian style 10.
I feel like the Italians created that 10, though, with Pirlo.
But that's more of a deep line playmaker, you know? That's your
Not that much of a box
defensive mid who's playing the 10 and
We're not talking about
orchestrating
that
from the
Belgian
back.
10 with like Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah,
That's really a box to
yeah.
box. And
There might be some De Bruyne. There might be some Havertz.
yeah, we're not comparing him to him, but like the style he plays.
That's
like,
the style.
Yeah, the style. But
The
no,
style.
just to me, Paxton is like a different level player, especially when you pair him with the guy with like Rafa, who also has that insane work rate. You can really see on the field like their efforts like it's contagious. You see everybody kind of running that extra mile, putting in that extra tackle, and I think that really helps out the Rapids, and especially with the style of play that Armas is trying to play.
Big time. Dwayne, are your thoughts on this crazy comeback? Jack McGlynn ties it up at the 68th minute, and we're thinking, oh no, down the Pids go again. And instead it was up the Pids harder than it's ever been up the Pids.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was because like there were a lot of, in my little tiny sports world, there were a lot last week. My sports world was filled with insane comebacks. with the Bills starting
that's
that
right.
crazy game. So when they scored, I was pretty chill. We were all watching from the press box, and it just didn't feel. I wasn't panicked. I felt like the team was pushing pretty hard. Plus, you've got new players coming in, and I will tell you, and we'll talk more about him in a little bit. But one player that kept me feeling like I think we can still get this going is Santos. Like
Santos.
the thing with
He
Paxton is
rules,
that
man.
I kind of, when he came in, like we all sort of like, both from the club, it was like switch your jersey out from one tin to the other.
Yeah.
And like we sold him for the most money, and now we've paid the most money. So it felt like the mentality was like a 1-for-1 switch. Take out this Lego piece, put the same Lego piece in it, and keep going from there. But where I was thinking of Paxton having to be that assist creator that Djordje was, like, now I'm watching 2 games with 3 assists already for a wing back, really.
Yeah.
Paxton doesn't have to be that guy and carry that on his shoulders as much. Well, that opens him up to get ferocious in front of the net with Hoffa. Now you've got 2, like Dre was saying, like 2 straight up goal hunters that can be that and not feel like they have to be the assist creator or the playmaker, because now you've got what we've been asking for since last offseason, which is more help from the wing to get the ball into play. I don't know. Like I just wasn't panicked. I felt like this is a team that is creating a little bit more chances, even though we had back-to-back losses. I think that week break really offered the squad like time to reset, get used to these new pieces, and start to try to make that happen.
And you bring up a great point that I didn't even think about, that I was begging for a winger. I was begging for a DP winger. We need something like, we need this. And they might have done it with Santos. And that's a really good point. Like, they're getting that creativity from the wing, and it's not from their winger. It's not from the KDPs, the Yappies, or any of these guys. It's from a wing back. And maybe that's what they were lacking the whole time. Maybe a little bit more help on that back end, where maybe the defense isn't still that great, but at least you get that offensive power at the other end.
For sure. Yeah, I was talking about most of the year, the lack of width from this team.
Yep.
You can't really find solutions out wide. It's why I like the 5-man defense, 3-man defense, because then Keegan and Sammy Vines, who honestly I don't think can handle the workload in a 4-man line anymore,
Yeah.
could contribute and give you that width. That 5-man backline experiment mixed results in the end. But now with a guy like Santos, which if you're new, or again, maybe you missed the move in all the news with Djordje and then Paxton, was kind of a low-level signing, a classic PID signing too, right?
Yeah.
Like youngish guy with some MLS experience, but never truly got to break out in Orlando. And we're going to see if a second stop works out, like KDP, like Atencio, like, I mean, who's the guy we got from Red Bull last? Omir, for example, right? He's that same kind of profile, and we're kind of like, whatever, typical tip PIDs. Instead, this guy's looking really good, and he's giving you that width that you didn't have, and he's got these young legs to where I think he can handle, just coasting up and down the wing the entire 90 minutes, and he's, he doesn't have older legs like Keegan and Sammy Vines, and is really doing it nicely. And then Reggie does have that in him, and Reggie I think was decent outright. And there's some like give some credit to Maxu comments in the Toyota chat. I thought Maxu was tremendous in this game. He had a phenomenal sliding tackle after a pretty bad Rob Holding turnover, trying to push the ball, building from the back.
Chili got to him.
Right, exactly. But I mean, Maxu tracks back and sliding tackle, puts it into a corner. Obviously, has a huge impact in the goal as well. Just seemed like the defense had one of their better games.
Yeah, I think.
And here, actually, hold that thought, and we'll give a quick shout out to our sponsors and be back, talk the new guys, recap more of the Houston game, what else happened with all these other teams in the Western playoff race. But first, a shout out to the studio sponsor here, the sponsor of our chat, our dear friends at Toyota, who our guy Rob Holding should look into Toyota because trucks have always been part of Toyota's DNA. It's why they are the perfect Colorado car. Trucks, SUVs, all sorts of all-wheel and four-wheel drive options, all sorts of environmentally friendly options. There's nothing like a good Toyota, the reliability they have, the great family car they are, how efficient, economic they can be. They're just a phenomenal car for whatever stage you might be in life, especially if you're out here in Colorado. Nothing better than getting in your Toyota, driving west and getting lost in our mountains. Anyone who drives a Toyota at DNVR swears by it, not just their reliability and everything else I told you, but their great customer care as well. So visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of the Colorado Rapids. They say up the PIDs all the time. The official vehicle of DNVR. Toyota, let's go places. I was just joshing earlier, Toyota. And new sponsor alert, Colorado Soccer Association. That's right, baby. The official hub for 65 plus soccer clubs across the state. They offer programs for youth players, adult players, coaches, referees, and families who want to get involved in the game. So kind of the perfect sponsorship for our show. Kids can kick off their soccer journey as early as 3 years old. Whether you're playing for fun, competing at the highest level, or exploring a career in soccer, there's something for everyone at the Colorado Soccer Association. Be part of history with the 2026 World Cup coming to the U.S., and a new NWSL team, of course, Denver Summit FC joining the market. There's never been a more exciting time to play, cheer, and be part of the soccer buzz. Want to get involved? Visit coloradosoccer.org to find a club near you and be part of the future of the game. Okay. Yeah, you were about to get into a point.
Yeah, I forgot about it, if I'm honest.
Ah, damn it.
It do be like that.
It do be like that. We're talking Maxu in the defense?
Maxu in defense. Let me see if I can remember. Continue for now. Because I really did forget. I completely spaced on it.
Fair enough. This is a really big win. And I appreciate Dwayne's optimism, but I was starting to lose belief. I was starting to lose belief. I was like, I can't believe they're going to drop points at home to this Houston team who I felt like they thoroughly outplayed for most of the game. They got fairly wide open towards the end.
You've been pilled for a long time.
10 years.
Yeah.
For a long time. It's understandable. It's okay, buddy.
True. That's true.
It happens.
I mean, they needed this win, guys. They needed this win. Somehow they are in a playoff race with all three Dallas teams. Austin right ahead of them with a game in hand to 41 points. Pids have 39 and as the 8th seed right now. FC Dallas and Houston are right there, 11 and 12 seed. So getting a win against Houston was huge, especially with Dallas coming right up. This playoff picture has the Pids up 4 points to the San Jose Earthquakes, who are in that 9th spot. Same amount of games played, so you like that. They are 5 points ahead of RSL, but RSL does have 2 games in hand. So that gets a little tricky. Yaya, what do you think? This playoff push, this playoff picture?
I think this last game, knock on wood, kind of secured their playoff spot because now they can kind of coast a little bit.
Yeah.
It sounds stupid because you're only 4 points ahead.
Yes.
But if I'm San Jose, I'm that Jordan Peele meme where you're just sweating because you're like only a point back. You're only a point ahead of them with 2 games back. Mm-hmm. Like, it's kind of hard for San Jose to catch up. I think the Rapids make the playoffs, whether it's the 8th or 9th seed, they can even move all the way up to 6, I believe.
Yeah. Yep.
I think they're
Timbers
in the
within
playoffs for the most part, but I think it's just gonna take maybe one more win and a couple of draws, or maybe 2 more draws and a lot. Like, you just need to get some positive result at some point on the boards, and I think you're basically guaranteed a spot in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, what is the magic number here? You have 4 games left. I think if you come away with 6 points, maybe 7, you're good.
I think it might even be closer to 4.
Yeah, I don't think
Might
you
be.
need all those points.
Might
I
be.
mean, 6 points, I think, gets you up to 6th place. I think it gets you up to like 6th, 5th, kind of fighting for that spot. But I think with 4 points, you're basically guaranteed a spot, a win and a draw, and the 2 other can be losses. The only ones that you can't lose would be the FC Dallas and Real Salt Lake ones. You have to come out with positive results on both of them, whether they're both draws
Right.
or a win.
Yep,
But
good
I
point.
think the other 2 are basically null. It's just those 2 you should be your main focus going forward, so you can just get into the playoffs. And that's the goal for the year.
Worth pointing out, those 2 games are the 2 road games,
Yeah,
making
and
things a bit trickier.
for Rapids, it actually might be where they want to be. You know, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you
that's
got
true.
them where you want them.
That's
Like that, the Rapids usually do a lot better when they're the underdogs and not really placed in the spot to be the winner. And I think that's where they'll be against Dallas and Real Salt Lake, and I think that's beneficial to them.
I'm not worried about RSL's 2 extra games. They play tonight and they play Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who they play tonight and Sunday?
I do not.
LAFC.
LAFC hates Colorado, so they will lose on purpose.
So both games, they have back-to-backs with LAFC.
LAFC hates the Rapids. They will lose both games on purpose.
It is in Salt Lake,
So yeah, tonight,
Sandy, Utah, to be exact.
and then LA on Sunday. So that's not an easy win by any means. They also have to play Sounders.
What would be the perfect outcome for these 2 games?
For RSL,
Yeah.
just losses.
But if they lose one and win one, that brings down LAFC a point. That brings down LAFC to the point where maybe you can catch up to them as well. Like, it's 44-39. That's a 5-point difference.
The only perfect
has 3
result.
games in hand, though.
But if they lose one, that's 2 of them already in a week.
Yeah, that's
The
true.
only perfect result in any match involving RSL is an RSL loss. That's it. You have to
RSL
take math out of this.
RSL versus aliens. Taking the aliens.
Taking the aliens.
All I can think of is Bruce Arena doing the P and Keel meme you were talking about from San Jose. That's all I've thought about for the last 10 minutes. God, I hate that guy. But much respect to him as well. A great lacrosse coach. Really a good lacrosse coach.
The amount of emotions in that one sentence.
That's where he started his career. Phenomenal college lacrosse coach. It's true. And we should be proud that the best American soccer coach comes from a lacrosse background. That should be a badge of pride for us all. How important is it to avoid the wild card match and not be in that 8th seed game? To some extent, would you rather, like, the next presser, Porig can be like, we do have a playoff win in the last 5 years.
But it's not a playoff win. It's a play-in win.
It's a wild card called wild card match. Also, am I crazy for not being scared of San Diego FC as the 1 seed?
No, they suck.
I'm kind of like,
Yeah, bring them on.
give them to me. Yeah, like
You want the expansion team to
bring
come
it,
in.
San Diego FC. I'm ready for you. We're gonna up the PIDs all over this.
I don't think it's that important that they're in the wild card spot, in all honesty. I think it's kind of...
I mean, that's gonna be a tense one.
Yeah, but I
Love how you guys are just like, nah, the Rapids guy. It took 1 win, and you're just
No, but it's like...
Rapids optimists. Huh?
Who do you trust?
Kool-Aid.
Let's look at the teams they could face. San Jose, RSL, FC Dallas, or Houston. Those are like the 4 options in that wild card spot that the Rapids could face. I take the Rapids over all of them, in all honesty. I don't think any of them have that punch that can take the Rapids out. I think the only team I'd be kind of worried about is San Jose because of Chicho and Joseph Martinez. But I think the other 4 are pretty winnable games. So I don't think it's that impactful. I think it's a disappointment, and I think if you make the wild card spot, I think it ends up being a down year regardless. But I don't think I'm that scared of any of the teams in that spot.
I agree. Also, I don't know, coming into the preseason, if you showed me these standings, I'd be like, I'm not shocked those are the 7 teams in front of them.
No, the only one I'm kind of shocked about is Austin.
I'm shocked by Austin.
Portland,
think
man,
they were
I mean,
that
they really turned things up. Portland really turned things up.
Dude, you can set your watch by that.
Coming into the
Seattle and
preseason, you
Portland.
didn't necessarily expect it.
I'm kind of surprised by Minnesota too, if I'm honest. I think Minnesota was going to be good, but I didn't think they'd be
This
second in the
good.
West. Yeah.
Like leaders, I
I think
guess
they were-
Vancouver's the leaders with plus 23, but second
Yeah, I thought
in
that-
goal differential as well.
I thought San Diego, Vancouver, I think the top 3 are a big surprise to me.
San Diego, I was
Yeah.
completely off on. I freely admit that.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
those
yeah,
3
yeah.
were more, including Austin and Portland and Colorado, I thought were more on the same level to start the season. I think they were I had them in the same kind of tier, but kind of looking at them now, it's obvious they're not. And it's crazy to think, and I just remembered the take I had, that it's kind of crazy to think that Portland kind of backed himself into a brand new left back that plays really well from another team after they got rid of Markanich and became a superstar with Minnesota. And it's like,
Yeah.
you drafted that guy. That guy could have been yours. He could have
I
been
know.
your left back or your right back
know.
of the future. And you kind of just backed yourself into another Rafa that works out really well for you.
No kidding. I mean, Max ending his career for betting, all of a sudden 2 for 2 on Brazilian signings.
3 for 3 if you count Rafa,
Rafa?
and Max.
Well, Max, I would
And
count him as an offer.
I,
I would not say that worked out. Yeah.
you think that was a...
You get your transfer fee back or no?
I don't think they did.
Yeah. That was a
Yeah.
total loss.
But
bro.
if it would have
was
hit, he
bad.
would have been 3 for 3.
Well, yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, but he's 2 for 3, which is still 66%.
Yeah, that's right.
And keeping
That's
with the theme in betting terms, that's still a positive.
One could say we took a bet on that
It's a
one. and
winner,
it didn't
yeah.
work out for us.
Yeah, sadly. Yeah, such a shame. Biggest threat? Is there a preferred team you'd like to see in that 9th spot if they're locked into the 8th seed?
RSL.
Yeah,
I want to see RSL.
that would be juicy.
Yeah.
Rivalry game for the
Oh,
for
and
the
an
8th
all
spot.
out
Like,
just-
yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Because if you beat them, great. But if you don't, it hurts even more, which is kind of the feeling that you want to go into the offseason
It's
almost.
true. It's
Like
true.
you kind of want the pain to linger.
Yeah, you
Yep.
would be amped up either way.
San Jose
Yeah.
does scare me a smidge.
They do. That with
San
the
Jose
leaky
scares me a
defense.
smidge. Yep.
With the leaky defense, and then they have a really good offensive tackers. That's a little bit more scary.
Yeah, and I mean, if you were to move up to the 6th seed, you get Vancouver. Oof. Don't love that.
Don't like that.
They
at
did
all.
blow them out last time they played, though.
Yeah, for sure. If you were up in the 7th seed, Minnesota, don't mind that.
I do
But
like that.
San Diego FC is my preferred opponent.
I'm not scared of anybody over the Rapids. It feels like
I mean,
every West team is flawed right
LAFC and Seattle terrified.
I'm terrified of Seattle.
now. LAFC.
I don't ever want to play Seattle ever
I'm not
again.
that, Seattle to me just. Like,
What?
Like
crazy.
I'm not saying they're not good. I'm not saying that. But the Rapids do have a history of putting up a good fight against Seattle. They might not win everyone, but they put up a really.
In Seattle.
They tied last year, and it took a Djordje blocked field goal PK for them to tie. Like the Rapids have historically put up, like, besides the 3-0 and the 4-0 loss the last 3 years, like, they've actually put up a good fight. They don't win, but they have a chance every time.
I don't want to put up a good fight. I want a dub.
I'm just thinking of like, please don't get boat raced in round 1 like last year.
It's gonna
And the
happen.
teams most likely to boat race the Pids
Yeah.
are LAFC and Seattle to me.
Oh, to me, it's just,
In that order.
I don't know.
LAFC is also kind of doing what, like,
LAFC
they're-
is the-
they've
yeah.
turned it up to where, like,
LAFC is the one team that actually scares me.
I
the
think
whole
they're a
West.
bit of a monster right now. It'll be interesting to watch them tonight against Fake Salt Lake. Yeah, you had a banger segment for us that I want us to get into, and it's breaking down the new guys. But first, let's shout out Unified, who close out the season.
Yeah,
the
man.
Rapids Unified team, undefeated at home.
They win on a PK at the end. I mean, with only a minute maybe to spare in the game. Another late winner. That was the theme of my week last week.
Sure was.
But man, what a good squad of young people. So much fun to watch. I normally watch from right in the middle of the field. This time I went over and hung out with C38 and watched from there. It was awesome to have some C38 folks stay and give some noise to the Unified Club, and it was great. So really proud of this group. And they finished off the season undefeated at home. I think they had a loss in LA, but otherwise, really, again, they're consistently good, solid results with Unified.
What a
You
great
love to
group of
see it.
kids, yeah.
You love to see it.
They're so fun.
Shout out to those guys.
I also love the score graphic you made for them. I thought that was really fun. On
Yeah,
social,
man.
go check DNVR Rapids. Like, it's a great social.
Always.
It was a good score graphic. I liked it.
New guys, overreactions, though. We've kind of touched on some of these, so we can go through those a little quicker than we want to. But is Paxton better than Djordje?
Not yet.
Overreaction? I might say yes.
I mean, I think he promises to be. Like, he
Yeah.
fits that Armas system
Yeah,
better.
I mean, the potential is there.
I
for
too
sure.
would say it's premature.
But Djordje literally was on pace to shatter the record after already breaking the record for goal contributions.
Had two incredible seasons.
Fair, no, that's right.
He was on pace to smash that. This
I'm
year.
just letting my love
Like-
for Paxton get to me.
Yeah, I mean,
like
look.
you guys would probably have the right take. My take is yes, like, and it's because I'm always gonna be Pergany for life. So it's like,
I think the potential for the team around him to be better is all like it's coming.
it's
I
also
agree.
the system fits him a lot better.
Yeah.
For sure.
He's also a game and a half into his PIDS career.
Yeah, about
Like
maybe
didn't
two,
even
yeah.
really have, joins a playoff race right after being in the off season.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you just imagine given his youth, given just a little more getting acclimated, there might be something massive coming.
What's a better nickname, Pax 10 or may I love him?
I wouldn't put any Djordje on him. Djordje doesn't want to be here. He's done.
No, but I'm saying what's a better nickname, Pax 10, like Pax number 10, or Mihailov him?
Oh, I thought you were saying like calling Paxton Mahala him.
No.
Just
What's
to kind of
What's a
throw
better
it.
nickname?
I think they're
Pax
both
10, it's
fairly
easier to say.
stupid, but
Yeah,
Pax 10, right?
and you can use numerals.
I
for
kind of
Paxton.
hate the CR7, R9, all this. Just like enough. Be
But
more creative.
he's better, Pax 10.
That's literally his name though, Paxton.
So yeah.
TEN.
I know.
I mean, he can't help it. That's his name.
Well, he does not
It's
spell
not
it
a
with the number
CR7,
10.
but he could
Yeah,
because
but
the
he
letters
doesn't.
actually spell the numeral.
I know, but he's not a computer program. He's a human
Nah,
being.
we don't
so-
know that. We can't. That has neither been verified nor denied by the club.
Has Sammy Vines lost his job to Santos?
In my opinion, yes. If I'm making the call, yeah.
If I'm Yaya, I'm gonna do it. If I'm Yaya, yes. If I'm Armas, no. Because Armas is a believer of his guys. There's a reason that some of these guys played for so long. Kevin Cabral, Exhibit A. But I think, and logically, he has.
I do too. I don't know that Sammy's really been a starter this season at all.
He has been very
That's where we've tried Jackson Travis, and it's kind of been a revolving door at left back.
a little bit, yeah.
But Santos needs a break. You don't want to run him into the ground. That's an awesome thing to have a guy like Sammy Vines come off the bench.
Totally. But
Yeah,
what
so-
you just described is the backup
That's
to
what-
Santos.
Yes.
So
That's what I said. Yeah.
in essence, he has lost
yeah.
his job.
I think
That's
that's
what
a consensus,
He's-
I also wonder if this
No,
pushes Sammy
these
to be
are
better.
overreactions.
Yeah, I also wonder if this pushes Sammy to be better. We did see a couple of games before the Santos that he was kind of balling.
I would hope so. Yeah.
He was kind of
Yeah.
getting his rhythm back. So I do wonder if this pushes Sammy to the next level.
For sure. For sure.
For
sure.
sure.
Because my next was, can Cobb, Holding, and Murphy be relied on if Maxu leaves? Is that enough, or do you need one more center back?
Nate Jones, baby.
Which, by the way, Nate Jones, you've got the Australian kid. You actually do have some center backs in the pipeline.
Please, let's not sign any more center backs.
What?
We got so many.
I'd like to draft one. Bring Nate Jones back.
You will still have all the draft picks from last year too.
Well,
Send it now.
By the way, I was seeing on FC Mobile, some graphic came up. Bombito, the second fastest center back in the whole game.
Yeah, I
Dude,
believe
he's
that.
insane.
And this is a game where like there's legends from the past you can play with.
Dude, he's insanely
He's
fast.
Nuts.
I don't think. I think.
I'm gonna say yes. I think you need one more vet.
I think Rob Holding is the Maxu replacement because Maxu was rumored to leave since last year, and I think Noah Cobb is kind of and Ian Murphy are kind of the secondary guys. And I think you do have a guy like Nate Jones, and then now you have the
But
Australian
you have the
kid.
kid from Australia. Like,
Yeah,
he will be the starter next year in one of those two center backs.
I don't know if he'll be the start. To me, I just find it Rapids don't start young guys that often. Like Jackson Travis was kind of a surprise that he got the starts he did, and the Rapids really haven't given young guys that opportunity in a while. So I hope you're right. Like I really do, because I do like the young movement. I like the youth. But to me, it's just kind of hard with how the regime is kind of working right now.
I don't know. This whole team is used
I still need to.
outside of Keegan and Rob.
But they're not like first time starters at like this level. Like they've started in other teams before.
Maybe this is unfair because I don't necessarily have 100% trust in Maxu anyways, but I don't necessarily have 100% trust in either of those three alternatives, Cobb, Holding, or Murphy. Though I am admittedly an Ian Murphy guy. Another guy who's played at left back this year.
I love Ian Murphy, dude.
Ian Murphy rocks. But again, I'm not sure.
I also feel like
On the fence here.
is Ian
Tending
Murphy
to
more of
say
a Max
yes,
guy
I
then?
need.
Like bodies type, I feel like they're closer.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's
probably.
a big guy like
Yeah.
Maxu.
So maybe like,
But I think leadership wise, that's why you need a Rob
and I
in
think
there. Because the team is so young. Even if Rob's not starting every game, like he needs to be there for that veteran presence.
And I could be sold on like, look, the two young guys coming up, they're going to be fine. Like that's our plan to replace Maxu. And then I'll say, okay. I'd still be like, we'll see it.
it's also Cobb. We forget guy had like world class pedigree. Like he was a USMNT guy. Like,
yeah.
I
and
have lots of confidence in Noah Cobb.
exactly, and it's like we forget like that guy is like coming from like a good organization, a guy that was touted worldwide.
Yeah.
And he came into a system that was kind of broken. The defense has been leaky all year with not a lot of help, and kind of trusting a young guy to come in and be the problem solver is kind of difficult as well. So maybe with another year under his belt, he could be that defense. He could be that defensive center back that we need.
Cole Bassett's left foot saying Maxu's leadership anchored the Rapids' spine. Cash might buy comfort, but it won't replicate the South Sands roar. I think that's it's a nice comment for Maxu right there.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, Maxu plays angry.
He sure does.
He's got half
Rob
of the-
alluded to it.
I mean, he literally plays with anytime he can get a hand on an opposing player, he puts them at minimum in a half Nelson, preferably in a full Nelson. Like he drags dudes around.
He's a big boy.
He's the Undertaker of the Rapids.
He's
big boy.
dude plays angry, which is awesome.
New guys overreactions. Can Manyama overtake Harris or KDP? Poor Calvin.
Or Yappy, because Yappy even played that wing spot.
I was really excited about KDP coming in. So far, my grade is let's see more. I'll always be a Calvin guy. I don't think he's the final answer.
No, I think it's a great super sub.
Good, exactly. He's a good rotational guy up front. We've had far worse wingers in our rotation over the years.
He's like the top tier. He's like the Messi of Jonathan Lewis's. That's what I look at Calvin Harris as, like the Messi of Jonathan Lewis.
Yeah,
Jay Lewis.
I was gonna say he's the
My brain can't even process.
He's the
those two names
Thierry
together.
Henry of Dominic Bacci's.
There you go. Like he's the highest level of that like archetype that you could get, and that's what I love about him. But to me, KDP might actually benefit the most out of a signing like Paxton Aaronson.
Yeah,
because they have the same mentality of get the ball into the box, shoot, be ready for the rebound, and that's where I'm waiting to see that kind of chemistry build up a little bit.
He's been so close a few times this year.
Exactly.
And it's just been like a post or a near miss.
And I think it's so close. I think with the guy with Paxton, I think that chemistry could actually build because the guy with Mihailovic is so technical. It's so, let's make the right pass, get it to, and KDB doesn't play that way. KDB just wants to shoot the ball and get a rebound and score and put the ball into the box. And I think that's where I think he's going to thrive with a guy like Paxton. Hopefully we get to see more minutes with them. Manyama, I think the only thing that's going to benefit him the most is the speed, in that he hasn't really played, so there's no really negative film on him. So if he can put a little bit of positive film, I think that's just going to push him into the starting lineup right away.
I would. I think at best he's second in the pecking order of those three guys.
I think he's third only because of Armas. This is a time where I do agree with Yaya on Armas, is because it's hard to get a start in Armas's squad if he's loyal to his guys. Outside of that, I think that spot is probably the most wide open. Everybody is on equal playing field. So for me, I'm like, yes, he can absolutely overtake. And then next year, Calvin could come back super heroic with some off-season training, or KDP, like any of those guys could overtake any of it at that spot right now.
Manyama might be the Tim Weah of Mikey Barrios's.
That's a really good one. I actually really like that one.
Oh man!
Next time, whenever I talk to him, I'm gonna make a whole conversation. We should just do a whole show of comparing like what's the highest archetype you can be, and, like who are you?
Just insanity. The real question, I don't think this is an overreaction. Is Armas safe?
The longer you go without a contract into a playoff race, the further you get away from being safe.
And the more times Chris brings it up publicly. Like, I don't think that's just like, nothing to see. Just coach being coach. Like, no, this is an employee bringing up multiple times in public appearances how his deal for next year isn't in place yet. And how he feels some kind of way about it. Which, hey, could you blame him? I can't say I've been in many spots where I'm like, my contract's up in a couple months and I don't know what's happening. That doesn't sound settling. Unsettling, perchance, yes.
I also think that's Chris Armas's personality. He's a New Yorker. He's upfront with how he feels about things. He's been upfront since day one about the club, about the lineup, about this is what we want to play. Like, we do this, we do that. Mm-hmm. I like this player. This player needs more time. So I also like, but I'm not sure it's him posturing, and I'm not saying that you're saying that, but I'm not sure it's him trying to push any pressure or anything. I just think it's Chris like being honest about like, yeah, this would be way cool if it was settled already and we could focus on the playoffs.
He also does think of locker room dynamics a lot and how he works with others. And I think he's protective of that environment as a leader. So I do think it means something when in the middle of a playoff push with a bunch of new players, the coach is bringing this up. I do think there's something to that.
If Chris Armas is close to this locker room, you talk to the guys. I mean, there was an interview with Reggie yesterday at training. A lot of questions. I think Matt Wick was asking questions, and Reggie was talking great things about Armas. If the players really like Armas likes the players, you say something like that, like you're saying, like that's another subtle way to get your guys to fight a little harder if they want you back,
Yeah.
So I'm not saying this is all like just
Speculation. Yeah.
but like what are some sneaky ways to do?
Yeah, we're reading the tea leaves.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think there's something to both what you guys are saying. I think it could be a tactic of like, let's push the guys, fight for me because you respect me
Yeah.
a little bit. But I think it's also, how many times have you seen coaches come out because they're sure they're going to be here the next year and be like, they're being taken care of right now. I'm focused on the playoff push.
Right.
And it's like,
Right.
so
That to me is the much more standard common answer. In
and I
these
think it
situations.
goes both ways. I think both of you guys put up really good points. And it's just so hard because of like the Rapids do let go of Chris Armas. I think it sets a really weird precedent of you make the playoffs back-to-back years and it doesn't matter. You're still not going to get a contract renewal. But they've also let this linger for so long. Like you would have thought that you would have already kind of gotten this contract done to take that pressure off Armas and the team of like this kind of dark cloud hanging over his head of like, let's just focus. And who knows, they might already have it done in the background and it's like, it's just all posturing.
I don't think he'd be talking like that if it was done in the background.
And that's my other thing. I think the answer would be more like, let's just get ahead and let's focus on this playoff push.
Like we'll handle it in the offseason.
I think it's a really hard situation for Armas. I think for the front office as well, because this is the most talented team the Rapids have ever had. And I think this is the most high-end talent they've ever had.
Certainly in the last decade.
And them barely making the playoffs both years or getting boat raced in the first year, it's not a great example. Like,
that's the other thing. I do think if they were sold on Chris being the leader for this group, like no doubt, regardless of what happens to end the season, this would be a done deal. And this would already have happened.
And that's the other part. And then you have guys like Jim Curtin out there who have been a proven track record with the similar system, with the same restrictions in Philadelphia, but he's already getting contacted in New England. And it's like, do you make a move now? Do you wait? What are your kind of thoughts? And part of me starts thinking it might be wishful thinking. It might be looking into the tea leaves, how we were talking about of, is this front office safe? We've already seen some moves being made around there. Like, is this front office being allowed to make the decision still, or is this coming up from like a higher up? And we talk about the Kroenkes not being really involved, which is completely true, but you never know when they do step in. We didn't think they were that involved with the Nuggets. Josh completely stepped in and said, we're cutting this whole Mike Malone and Calvin Booth stuff. They come in when they think it's necessary, and they might be coming to that point with the Rapids where it's like, it might be necessary to step in and have a new voice as well. And maybe that's what's backing things up as well. It might be like, maybe not even the front office is that safe, and maybe they're going to reevaluate everything at the end of the season of like, we're investing $10 million in these players. We're investing more and more every year. It's not LAFC money, but it is more money than usual, and we haven't had any returns. Let's see what's going on. What's a disconnect with this whole organization right now?
I think if you're the front office of the Rapids, the last thing you want right now is another fan uprising. If you sign Chris Armas today and the team doesn't make the playoffs, everyone's going to lose their minds again. You just signed this guy and we didn't even make the playoffs.
Exactly.
So I think it is a bit of a safety call for the front office. And again, this is conjecture, complete speculation and, just my guess on things. It's a safety move for the front office, because you can't make, even if they are all in on Armas, if you sign them now, they'd miss the playoffs. Everyone's going to lose their mind, as Rapids fans do. You've already got a lot of competition coming in next year with Summit FC, who, just eclipsed 15,000 deposits for season tickets. Like, bad press is not great right now. But if you do make the playoffs, and hey, maybe they, even win the first round, well, now you've got a really great thing. And of course we're bringing Chris Armas back. Look at what this squad is doing. So I think there's a bit of PR play into it as well.
KFC hasn't necessarily operated like that with other coaches, though.
Yeah,
like usually they just stay strong, company line, long-term outlook.
But I think Dwayne makes a good point with the Summit thing that
It's different though with this one because he only got signed to 2 years.
a 1-1, and I think
it was
And I think with Summit coming in, I think it's a completely different like playground for them because it's like we already have a smaller fan base, and if most of these people are not renewing their season tickets, which is where they make their money, it's like, and they're signing up to NWSL Summit, it does put some pressure because at the end of the line, it's a business, and they're looking at the bottom line of money.
Yeah.
And if they're losing fans to Summit FC, they have to figure out a way how to kind of bring some of those back. And if Chris doesn't make the playoffs, it does put the team in a bad spot if you resign them. But it also, now you're going to leave everything up to chance as well. And if Chris does make the playoffs, what are the chances that he doesn't get a call from New England and he's like, we love what you did with the Rapids. Can you come to New England? Any other coach that's fired, we love what you did. Can you come to this team? And you're being put yourself in like this, like you're in this middle spot where like, I don't know what's going to happen from now on for this team if you don't sign the coach or if you do.
Yeah, Cole Bassett's left foot was asking, are we sure him and his agent aren't maybe talking to other teams, I don't know. I mean, everything's possible. Also, I don't think it's wrong to maybe be on the fence about re-signing Chris.
I agree with that.
Whom I'm a fan of, but I think like
everybody's on the fence right now.
A lot of your points are valid. Like, it is a pretty talented team. They have invested, and they look good sometimes. They don't look so great other times, and I'm not sure there's been really some linear improvement.
They have plenty.
Some ways they've kind of stayed the exact same from the start of the Chris Armas experience.
They have plenty of European-based players, and Sam, Zach, Rob, Maxu, Paxton, and you can even go into like some guys like Cole that have had stints out there, and it's like, and they still can't to a lower league, a lower level playing field, and coming and get results. It's like, okay, what's going on here?
Yeah, no, I think it's true. A lot of times, stuff like this, I think, it's no news. So literally be resolved by the next time we podcast, and we'll all laugh about this discussion.
This will be a postseason.
I think this is a real story the rest of the season and going into the offseason.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think there's something here. I don't think it's a non-story.
And either way they go, it's going to be a story.
Yeah, 100%.
And WSL news?
Yeah. Rapid fire on some NWSL stuff. Denver Summit.
Couple of new players for Summit FC.
Yeah.
Lourdes Bosch, midfielder, 24-year-old from Las Vegas, but
Bosch name.
Got called up with the Mexican women's national team back in May. Yaya's happy. Currently plays with Melbourne City is where she's been. Last season, that was a squad that was undefeated in the regular season in 23 games, which is less than a MLS season. In 23 games, 4 goals, 9 assists. That's a baller.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad for a midfielder. So she came in at midfield. And then I know the player that Dre wants to talk about is Nahikari Garcia.
Very nice.
28-year-old veteran, 10 years
Spanish international.
in the Spanish top flight. Currently with Nottingham Forest, scored the game winner over the weekend for Nottingham. It was kind of a pick up the trash, be in the right place, right time goal. Bosch had a banger too. If you didn't see that goal, both of these women just banger goals this weekend. She's got World Cup experience with the Spanish national team, brings in a lot of veteran captain experience. Awesome player. Dre, you were doing a deep dive into some of those numbers too. And they're pretty insane.
120 La Liga goals with just under 300 games played. She's Real Sociedad's all-time goal-scoring leader, where in 187 caps, she bagged 99 goals. She played for Real Madrid Femenino, 45 caps, 11 goals. Was in the 2019 World Cup for Spain, and Spain's really turned into a powerhouse in the female game. So she has me excited. Weird that
fun
she's
to
at
watch,
Forest right now, but she, starting to get some experience outside of La Liga in Spain, I think is good. They're just not in the top flight in the English Premier League. So anyways, I am very intrigued, and she's classy, but she has some poacher traits to her of like banging goals in. She's got some Pax qualities to her where she's really like a hard worker and kind of gets in the mix. And even from some of the videos I was seeing online, seems like a really fun personality and cool person as well. So really excited about Garcia and what she could do. And basically just final third players they've signed so far.
Yep.
Dude, when Lindsay is just lobbing that ball over to them, it's going to be incredible.
That's going to be insane.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, and then a couple of just newsy
Lindsay.
items. The big performance center that they're building over in Dove Valley, that they've sold the naming rights. That's now the Common Spirit Health Performance Center.
Hell yeah.
So they're
Hell yeah, it is.
Common Spirits coming on strong. It was already mentioned that they are going to be the medical team provider for the club.
I love that they're connecting to the Broncos too. Dove Valley, Common Spirit, like all that matters when you're building a franchise from scratch.
They're smart, man.
Yeah, they're
They know what they're doing.
super duper smart. Along with that, they also launched their 303 Community Fund, which is the club's charity group. So all partnerships like this Common Spirit one will have a percentage donation that goes directly back in the community. For instance, this one starts off immediately with $10,000 going into Soccer Without Borders. Other quick hits, Club 5280 launched yesterday. That is a membership. If you are not a season ticket member, but you still want to be a membership with the club, you can buy a Club 5280 membership. This year it's $52.80. But what that involves is early access to single game tickets. For the next season, we'll give it kind of works as your deposit or your hold to interest to get into season tickets for the next season. There's a support founding members scarf that's coming with that this year. Events, those kinds of things. The first event has already been announced that's happening. If you're part of that, you got an email. If you put in a deposit for a seat already, you already have 5280 membership, which is pretty neat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very cool.
so a lot of things going on
Yep.
with Summon FC.
So always check them all out. Yes, Cole Bassett. Women's soccer is having a moment, and Colorado has always been a leader. It's going to be amazing having the summit in town and really leaning into that. Boys, just a couple more minutes. Big game on the 20th. Going to Dallas. You hate them the most.
I
Dwayne.
do hate them so much.
So how do we see this
They're
going?
dirty, dirty dogs.
They
as
are
my mom would say.
slight favorites in this game.
That's
Home
so
favorites.
dumb.
I mean,
That's a terrible. That's that dumb graphic that comes up on every game. for
Rapids
MLS.
undefeated against FC Dallas in their last 5. I can't see head-to-head history beyond that.
Hoffa
two
does
ties, 3
nothing but
wins.
score goals in Texas. That dude owns the state of Texas. So you can count on a Hoffa goal.
Yappy's pretty good against them too.
Yappy scores in Texas. The Rapids mess with Texas.
They do.
That's the tagline
They
for
do.
this game. And they're going to mess
Everything's
with
smaller in
Texas.
Texas. You know what they say.
So, yeah. Not worried. I'm not worried.
And then it's the midweek games we need to watch for the other teams. The Pids are competing for a playoff spot again, starting tonight with RSL LAFC. And then, I mean, you're playing FC Dallas, Austin. Oh, San Jose is playing St. Louis. They are hosting St. Louis.
So that's going to
Yeah, that's a little tricky. And Houston is hosting Portland. Though Houston, I kind of think, is out of it, right?
I think Houston's out of it.
If
And
they
I
would've
think we don't need to
drawn-
worry about Austin. We're not going to jump above Austin.
And then
either.
Sunday, Austin hosts Seattle, LAFC, RSL,
Part 2.
Well, if Austin
it
can lose
sets
to
up
Seattle,
nicely,
now you got
man.
a chance. If you can beat Dallas and Austin loses to Seattle, now you got a chance to do a little bit of moving up.
That's true.
Like that, I think
And the
that's your only
7th
option.
seed where you play Minnesota as the 2 seed, I'm down with.
Again, as long as you don't
Yeah,
pass
I'm for
LA.
that.
LAFC to me is the only one that I'm terrified of. Even Seattle, I'm like, you play them hard.
Chad
I
agreed
think
with
you're gonna
us
lose-
that Seattle's.
I think you're gonna lose in the first round regardless, and this is me being pessimistic. So
I mean,
I
yeah.
think.
yeah, no, I mean,
Yeah.
very
Like-
likely.
So like as long as you don't get boat raced, and I think Seattle's the only, LAFC is the only team that will boat race the Rapids. Besides, I'm like fine.
Yeah, maybe it is better to have a wild card game, try to get a dub there.
Just go against San Diego,
Go against San Diego. Like, let's mess some things up.
sunny San Diego.
Yeah, let's turn this on its head and
Go
who
fuck
knows?
yourself, San Diego.
Exactly. Exactly.
we're not on TV. It's fine.
Yeah, I can't. He just reads whatever comes on. the
Yeah,
program.
exactly. That was
Crazy
beautiful.
enough, that's what Chris Armas wrote on that wall.
That was beautiful. What a legend. On that note,
I know that note you're dropping.
yes. What do we say in these cases?
Wait, score prediction real quick.
Oh, score prediction. Me.
It's score predictions. That's the note you're
Sure.
dropping.
Sure.
3-2 Pids. Hoffa has 2 goals, and I'm going to give one to Harris.
Which one?
A little surprise.
Calvin?
The second one.
Calvin?
The second goal.
Oh no, but Calvin. Calvin
Which
or
Harris?
Alex?
Of course, Calvin.
Maybe you're
Alex-
going crazy. Oh.
Yeah, we're Alex believers over here.
I'm gonna go 3-2 Dallas. A brace for Yappy. I think I can't.
Your language is offensive.
I'm ready for a
fine.
yappy brace. I need that.
But real quick, shout out Mexican Independence Day yesterday. Viva Mexico, cabrones. Hope y'all celebrated.
Hell yeah.
And had a good time.
Big time. I'm feels like on the road this gets ugly. I'll go 2-2.
Classic Dre.
Pax and Ollie.
Oh,
We all have
banger.
a lot
Okay.
of goals in this game.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, I
4.5
think it gets
goal
sketchy.
average.
I think
Yeah,
things are going to get wacky.
I think so. Thanks so much, everyone in the chat. That was awesome to see. Leave us a thumbs up on the way out. And what do we say in these cases?
Up the Pids, baby.
Up the Pids, baby. Much love. Viva la raza. Bye.
We all silly like the mayor.